Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of May the 1st through the 7th of 2017. Welcome to May. You know, this is the month we've been waiting for. When it comes to 2017, January, February, March, April, it seems like a lot has happened, but you're still in the same spot. May is different. May is the month that sends you off towards your future by the time the month is over. Our big deal this week is that Mercury goes direct on the 3rd. Okay, it will remain in shadow through the 21st. So keep that in mind, you know, if you're trying to figure out certain things that you want to do. Because I see a lot of cards here pertaining to manifestation. All right, and, you know, I know that there's been a hold up with that. Almost feels like a roadblock, because if you follow the rules of Mercury retrograde, you have been sitting on some things and waiting to initiate them. Even with the supermoon that we had in Taurus at the end of April, some things it was not quite time. Maybe the intentions were fine, but not so much the actions. For the most part, there appears to be, I want to use the word stability, like more stability around, okay? Some opportunities where you may feel that you're victorious in those opportunities. You might have been trying for a really long time to make something happen. It feels like your security's at stake, but you're taking a really grounded approach here. But, you know, for the longest time, everything's been kind of off balance and off kilter. And that's changing. Things are wanting to level out now. Oh, thank goodness. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Everyone has at least one area where they would love to have a victory, where things have just not felt fair. And you know what I like about this is that in spite of everything that's happened, and it's not like this year was really, really bad. It just, you know, it's that waiting to get to the good that has, I think, been frustrating for so many of you. But that passion for change, it still exists. It's still there. I like that. Okay, I really like that. One of the other things that I've noticed, and I've noticed it with many of you who contact me, is that you're not rushing so much through things. And I think you're becoming more aware. Not in some woo-woo sense of the word aware, but just more aware of your surroundings, of the energies, and dealing with them better. And when you can do that, you can get through a day with a lot less anxiety. So that's there. You know, you're in tune with reality, with your higher self, your inner self, however you want to put it, you know, and learning to trust your intuition, because you can't always see. They've been stalled for a little while. They're getting ready to move forward. Okay, so don't get too comfortable this week thinking, well, Mercury's still retrograde until the 3rd. You know, things are happening. They're getting ready. You know, it's like that. What's the saying about a rolling stone? Yeah, gathers no moss. You very much have opportunities on your mind. And I want to say, like, the birth of new ideas. Okay, especially if you've felt like you're holding back. It's, you know, with each day past Mercury going direct, clarity becomes better. It becomes clearer. You know, the confusion starts to leave. Now, there's a lot here dealing with, boy, everything. Justice regarding relationships. I mean, relationships are surrounded by it, okay? Anybody that thinks that, you know, oh, she sees the justice card, there's more than one card that indicates justice. And, you know, relationships, looking for balance, looking for breakthroughs, looking for happiness, and being realistic about it. Now, you see, any of you who, whether you came to me personally or you just listened to me, and I may have said to you, wait until May 22nd to make that decision regarding a relationship. You know, don't be premature. Wait until, you know, the fog clears and you can see and everything. That's what's kind of starting to go on this week, is that once Mercury goes direct, Venus is already direct. It will soon be out of shadow as well. So you're looking over all these things that have happened. And now I think you can clearly say to yourself, yeah, that is probably not going to work. This stands a chance. Maybe I should work at this a little bit harder. I don't see anything here that I feel is this week that's meant to really rush into anything. Because trust me, the time is coming to, from like the solstice to the equinox. Things are just going to escalate. They're just going to pick up. Because before this month is over, you're going to be able to see where you're going. As you begin the month here, you're kind of like you're still not sure. You can't totally see. But that big transition is on its way. I don't think it's so much this week. Probably next week when we go to talk about it. All right? There's a couple things coming up that are major next week. All in one day. So this week is kind of like the prelude to that. I don't want to say the calm before the storm. But yeah, something like that. Next week represents some major energy shifts and some really intense things happening. So this week, really strive for, remaining grounded and focusing on your stability. So the moment you hear Mercury's direct, don't go running out and doing all the things that you were holding off on. You're going to have the clarity to do them very shortly. But I don't think that this is the week for it. But I'll tell you what, there is just so much change that's coming your way. And in a magnificent way. At least I think for the people here listening. Because my theory always is that those who aren't listening are probably leading their life on the other side, like on the flip side. And, the things that will happen to them that will change will be way different than what's going on with all you guys. Does that make sense? It makes a lot of sense to me. All right? So, your focus is regaining control. And I don't want to say part of you would like to be like a miracle worker, but I mentioned, like that June through September thing. It's coming. You're going to be amazed at yourself at the feats that you can pull off. And I'm not talking like stunts like the stuntmen in movies do. Just things that you may have struggled for the last few years, even the last few months, just trying to get 2017 underway and make changes in your life. And then all of a sudden, it all just starts happening. But does it this week? No. But once you get past the third, with each day, that clarity becomes a little better, a little better, a little better, and this speed begins to pick up. So, it is there. It is going to happen. It's not even saying have patience with it, but yeah, a little bit. Because you're going to go from not being sure what you should do, feeling like you don't have any answers, to literally, when I started this reading and I said there was a great deal here about manifestation, you're creating the manifestation. I mean, this is something it's surrounded by so much success, a great deal of, I want to say, positive emotion, the kind of thing where I really truly think that in these next few months, your whole mental outlook is going to change. So, I've been saying some things in some of my dailies, and I've been bringing it up a little bit in the weeklies as well. I don't like to get too carried away when it comes to energies, but I feel that if we all strive to understand that many times the way that we feel on a particular day really has no bearing on our reality. It has more to do with the way the energies may be, pulling us and how we're feeling. And, it passes and then we're back on track again. So, you are going to go forward and you are going to pull off some really successful things here. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. But you know what? It has been that, I love that saying, that slow and steady wins the race. Because whenever you've seen the story of the tortoise and the hare was always so arrogant and cocky and impulsive and all over the place, and, you know, thinking it there's no way that this tortoise can beat me. And the tortoise is kind of like boom, 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 and keeps on going, but very reliable in a very steady way. That is how you get to your wishes. That's actually like giving me the chills. All right. This isn't something that you rushed out and did, but it's something you worked at a steady pace. And I'm telling you, once you get to June, this month the clarity comes in, and you're going to say, okay, all right, there it is. I see it. I know what I want. I know what I need to do. Does that happen this week? No, but it's coming. And there's such a karmic turn of events that's coming your way over these next few months. And it basically leads to, like, by October, this totally different life. Now, even though this is a weekly tarot guidance, when I see these things, I do my best to explain them to you so that you don't remain frustrated in the moment. And I also don't want you to sit in this moment. And I mean, it's good to visualize those things come September and October. But too many people simply put hope out there. And there needs to be more than hope. This always shows me that it's through effort, it's through manifestation. And that even with this, retrograde season, and now we're going to have one less retrograde planet, okay, that you still, even going at a snail's pace, can get to where you need to go. Because when the timing is right, things are just going to soar. And I really think if you're working at it, right, you decide before this month is over, okay, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. Then you start working on it. June, you're really getting into it. Think about this, all right? Because this isn't, there's no set things in life where you can go, snap your fingers and make it happen overnight. Nothing like that's going to happen. But this isn't something that's difficult. You're going to enjoy it every step of the way, all right? Because you're going to see where it's leading you, and you're going to feel truly blessed by it all. Because this is about your hopes and dreams and your wishes. And the big turning point will be August. All right, when we get to August 21st. Maybe it won't all happen on August 21st, but it's going to be an amazing time. And, I have to tell you, I know a number of you listen to me over on Patreon as well. And I do very lengthy tarot guidances over there that I go by sun sign. I go by various things that are going on. And there will be a lengthy one that will be about the events taking place next week. And that will be going all the way through, like, mid-November of next year. Okay, so that's going to be a lot to talk about. And, you might want to keep that in mind to look out for that one. Because right now, this week, we're working on finishing up a cycle. So don't worry about the fact that, Mercury is still slowing you down a little bit. It's okay. Because the cycle's going to change. Things are going to start happening, and you're going to be like, whoa, where am I off to now? Okay? There are really, truly some exciting times coming, and I do believe that there are many of you out there that by the time you get to October, if you are able to, you may want to write a book, because this really is going to be so much progress, so many events that have happened in your life since 2012. And, here you are. This week is, about not waiting, but, really giving it some thought, what you're going to manifest and how you're going to create the changes and what you're going to do. Right? Because I'd say by August, even though you may not be 100% where it is you're trying to be, I think by August you're leaving a lot of it behind. And, you know, it has taken a lot of patience to be successful, you know, to have victory over all of the hard times. Oh my goodness. It's like, I don't want to say cataclysmic, but the amount of change that's coming in your life in the next few months, you can't believe. You really, truly can't believe. I know that there will be some people who won't be as affected by it, you know, and their day-to-day life won't change as much, but everybody across the board is going to feel something. That's how much change is coming in. And we have so much to talk about. Like I said, starting next week. This week, it's just Mercury, and things are not moving up to speed yet. Once Mercury gets going, you know, it zips along through signs and everything. There's also still, this year, a lot to learn, okay? And we've talked about this. I think it's a combination. You know, your wisdom, your experience, and how you share your experiences. But also, you have to be willing to listen to those of others. Because wherever you are on your path, there's always someone who's already gone ahead, you know, like the Trail Scout. And they've seen what's happening. They've seen what's going on up there. And they can report back to you, and they can give you advice. But by the same token, you have people who are behind you, and you can encourage them. And it's not about advice, really. It's about knowledge and wisdom, you know, that you've gained on this journey. But there is a whole new, like, what you're coming into, whether you realize it or not, it's different than anything that has come before. So one of the key things that's here is, you know, not the past itself, but getting balance over what has happened in the past and really working on your plans. Okay, you've been trying, but now this week you'll be able to start. You know, give it a few days. I say more like by the end of the week. Wait until the 7th and see how you feel, if there's any clarity coming in. You'll know when you're ready, because everybody experiences Mercury differently. It doesn't happen the same for me. I'd have said this was a fairly good one, except for one or two glitches, but that remains to be seen how the biggest one works out. Anyway, you know, there are choices to be made here, and you're really, I mean, really truly looking at what will make you happy. See, there's actually a good thing about the fact that there's 4 planets that are retrograde. And then once Mercury goes direct, it will only be Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Okay? But those 3 still, you know, they have you doing a lot of thinking and reassessing in your life. So I think you're headed for some really positive times. I really truly do. It's that trust, you know, that trust and faith that's necessary to get to where you're going. I think this week, if you've made it this far and, you know, you're looking at how things are going, you're going to have the faith to go a couple more weeks and wait for that clarity to come in. I know you are, because you've made it so far. Your rewards are coming. It's just that not clinging. All right. You don't want to put yourself in a spot. In other words, when the timing is right, and that timing is coming, you need to be willing to move forward. And I think that many may argue with me about that. But, you know, stop and think about it, whether it's yourself or someone else that you know. Many people desire things. They want change, but they just want it to change. It doesn't work that way. You have to make that change happen. And that's what's about to take place here. you're going to see the reality and the truth of it all, and you're going to be able to figure out how to proceed. So have patience with yourself this week and be careful out there. You know, like I said, Mercury goes direct on the 3rd, and that's a good day to just lay low. So I want to thank you all very much for listening, and I'll see you here again real soon. Take care.